Hi, welcome to joint ventures, partnerships, licenses, and other ways for companies to collaborate. Pros and cons of each. My name is Len Garza, and I am founder and principal attorney at Garza Business and Estate Law. We're located in Princeton, New Jersey, but we have clients nationwide. We represent family businesses, close corporations, private businesses, business owners, and executives. And we help them get formed properly, structured properly, grow in a healthy and sustainable way, and help them plan for exit or the next generation. Alliances between companies are a fact of life in business. These alliances can be from different parts of the world or different ends of a supply chain. Some alliances are short term, some of them last only as long as it takes one partner to establish a beachhead in a new market, and others are basically an engagement agreement that eventually leads to a full merger of two or more companies. Whatever the duration and objectives of business alliances, being able to identify and execute alliance opportunities are key corporate assets. Today, we'll be talking about a few of the most common ways companies form alliances. Joint ventures, and those can be joint ventures via contract or agreement, and they can also be joint venture entities where a separate business entity is set up, for example, a partnership, LLC, or corporation. We'll also be talking about license agreements and important factors to consider and provisions to consider in those types of agreements. So, what is a joint venture? You may hear this term bandied around quite frequently in business circles, and there are technical terms for what it actually is, but many people, many non-lawyers actually, when they use the term joint venture, may mean it in very layman terms and probably aren't specifically referring to some of the more legal technical characteristics of what actually constitutes a joint venture. So, in general, a catch-all term, joint venture is a catch-all term for two companies, could be more than two, but two companies teaming up for a specific goal or purpose where there's a definite end to the scope of their work. Now, this is different than a partnership, for example, where a partnership you could have two or more individuals or companies working together on a long-term basis. And that's distinguishable from what we think about when companies are looking at forming a joint venture. Joint ventures are more limited in scope than a partnership. And that's a situation where two or more individuals or businesses are teaming up on, for example, in construction on a particular development project, or in other arenas, maybe distributing some new service or product. When we think about joint ventures on a large public scale, think about examples like Sony and Ericsson. These two companies joined up to manufacture smartphones and other consumer technology. After several years operating in a collaborative capacity, Sony eventually acquired Ericsson Mobile Manufacturing Division. In 2008, NBC Comcast and ABC Walt Disney joined up to create a video streaming application for computers, laptops, and mobile phones. This application became what we now know as Hulu. Barnes & Noble, Starbucks, selling coffee in Barnes & Noble bookstores. This is another example. So these are big public company examples, but joint ventures also happen on a smaller private company scale. So, for example, think of a real estate company, and they have spare land but no manpower, equipment, or construction expertise. And then you have a construction company and they do have manpower, labor supply, and expertise in the construction of commercial and residential complexes for housing, for example. But they have no land to build on. So you put the two together, and this is pretty straightforward and pure example of where these two companies could form some type of a joint venture, do business, and realize synergies, and it would be to the benefit of both of them.